Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to Evolution Astro. This is Numerology Series 1. We'll be doing number 7 today. Number 7 is a psychic number for all those people who are born on dates 7, 16, 25th of any month, any year. So if we see the 7th, 16th is like 6 plus 1, that's 7. And again 25th is like 5 plus 2, it's a 7. So going by numerology is a science of divination, which is quite simple. And it so happens that on the date a person is born, that particular date, that number creates a vibration throughout the life of the person. And there's a lot we could know about this person by knowing the date of birth, the exact date on which a person is born. Okay, let's go forward. So we have number 7. 7 is ruled by Ketu, which is also called as the south node of the moon, and it is a mathematical calculation point. We also attribute what you see here is planet Uranus to number 7. Let's start studying about the number 7 people, some of the key characteristics. Okay, as we know, Ketu is like quite a far planet in the whole solar system. So that's one more. It's like these people are like they're quite different. They're quite different from everyone, and they are also introverts. Okay. At times, it so happens that these people, the number 7 people, they get into like 2 relationships, and it happens that the first relationship doesn't work, whereas the second relationship turns into a marriage. So this is in few cases where we have seen, but again it's a possibility. Okay, so they happen to be they are more at the inside level, right? The people at inside level, and they are they're more like spiritual. They are more far from materialistic things. And if they get something, they will get it at the extremes. That means either they get lot of what they require, or they get nothing. So that's how the situations work for them. Okay, so like certain examples like sports, the numbers, the jersey numbers, we have Ronaldo, MS Dhoni, they are all number 7s. Okay, so what they do is they crave for their internal satisfaction rather than a material satisfaction. So that's a key thing about them. They also at times they tend to have some attraction towards like pets, birds, fishes, etc. And they think about animal rights, and they want to save these animals from getting hurt, etc. Going further, they like to see what's behind the scene always. So activities like they would like yoga, occult again, like say astrology, palmistry, numerology. So the hidden thing like vastu, the hidden things like that. They are also like they would like to do analytics, do research, And something like say a pharma company, a person is number 7, he's doing pharma research, but he's doing a deep research within the background. That is number 7, not in the foreground. Okay, so they like to do that kind of a research, and they have a philosophy, they have a self-based philosophy in the mind for what is what is spirituality, like what is religion. They have their own philosophy, they have their own created idea, their own rules for this. They see life in a way as per their philosophy. So they are different that way. They are quite different. They are very good at doing any analysis, and they can pick up very minute findings in whatever they are doing. They do things in detail level. They look at everything, they look at it from a very different angle that others cannot see from that angle. Only they can see. So the number 7 people, they can see in that angle, and then they have their own ideas. One thing we notice is they are always like, they are worried about the future, they are worried about the past, and they are like, because of this constant worry nature about the past, about the future, they are not able to live in their present. Okay, another good thing is they are excellent planners, but the problem is they lack in the execution. So they make all the plans, very excellent plans, but fail to execute them. They are weak in implementing the plans because they think, let's do it later, and they sort of procrastinate it. The important time of execution, when that should have actually happened at that point of time, so that gets lost while these people are there, lost fully within themselves. Okay. Okay, by nature, they are very restless, and they are also very unsatisfied. They have introvertness, and they get lost. They get lost in their own world, and because of this, what happens is the people around them, they find that these people are very different, and then they choose that, okay, let's not interact with them, and that causes loss of opportunity for these people. They are very high planners. Excuse me. They are very high planners and low implementers, and they have high laziness which they need to solve. They have mental challenges that there is something missing, there is something incomplete, and that keeps running on in their mind. Okay, that I'm missing something, there's something incomplete, and it keeps going on and on. Okay, so this is how their mind runs. So they like to keep to oneself. Okay, and be motivated and satisfied with whatever they are having. Okay, another important thing is they have a very strong sense of smell, super strong sense of smell. They can sense anything. Say if there's some burning smell, and there are many people, and there is this number 7 person, however far away the burning smell is, they can still sense it, but nobody else around them senses it. So their senses are overactive. They are at a next level. And their very nature is that they are restless. They look very calm outside, but inside they are very restless. They are having a battle of emotions and ideas in their mind at all times. So they do not mix very easily. They are a little introvert, we can say. There are extroverts, but they are little introvert, and they like to have their own solitude. They like to be in solitude. They have a feeling of unsatisfaction. Even if there is everything they have, they always have this feeling of, there is a lack of something. And like they are not at all, they are not very materialistic people. They are not even bothered if, money is flowing in or it's flowing out, or if money is not flowing in. So they don't bother much about materialism. It's their inner world which they are bothered about. Okay, if they get money, they are not so happy, and at times they tend to give it away to charity. If they get victory, then they do not show any reaction. You won't see an happiness on their face when they get a trophy. They are expressionless winners. Suppose they buy a BMW, and then after getting it, they don't have that expression of happiness. They look at it the next day, and so what? What's the big deal? I have this car. And let's think about moving to more work, next set of tasks. So that is how they think. Okay, so going forward, appearance, body language. Their body language is very different. It is easy to find them. Even if they are sitting in the crowd, all the other people in the crowd are having a conversation on a common topic. It will look like they are present there physically, but mentally they are somewhere else. And so, as we discussed, they look calm outwards, but restless inside, introverted and not open easily to accept. They are open to their close circle of people. So if you would like to go to these people and shake their hands, you get that the dead handshake. Okay, so they find it difficult to shake hands with someone. They do not easily make a eye contact. So this is I think it's a more common characteristic. Okay, so they are lost within themselves, and they are thinking something all the time. There's one common thing in all of them. They do a common movement throughout the day. For example, they touch their eyebrows. They do it like all day, subconsciously, though it can be anything. So they have a common body language movement that they do it repeatedly at a subconscious level. They will look lonely in a crowd. Looking at them seems like, there's a sort of a mystery around them, a cold not cold, but I should say there's an enigma. They are an enigma. There's an enigma around them when you look at them. They seem to be solving a puzzle always within themselves. They are solving a puzzle. They seem to be like that. Okay. We have certain karmic lessons. So, a karmic lesson is basically it's an improvement which we are suggesting from our research that if you do this, you're going to have a very good improvement in your life. Okay. So the number 7 people, one thing is they seek a lot of validation than deciding what to do. So if they are going to do some work, they want validation. Is this right? Or is this right what I am doing? And then seeking that, they want to go ahead and do that. So that's a big thing. Okay. So they should refrain from that much of validation and okay. So how can they do that? So a very important thing about this number is their intuitive powers. The intuitive powers are heightened. They are at a very, very high height. Okay. So they should depend on this. They should listen what their intuition says. And that's the most important guiding voice in their whole life. Nothing more than that is needed. They need that gut feel, like what they are feeling. They need to listen to that. They cannot avoid that. If the gut is telling, so gut is considered like a second brain, in the body. So the gut, the stomach region, so they feel everything there. So if the gut is telling them it is a wrong direction, they cannot ignore that. They should not ignore it. Then it's definitely going to be a wrong step and they should not take further action. It is very less chances that a gut feel will not be correct. It is always going to be correct. They need to trust that. And they need to use their intuitive powers to their max. Whenever they make the decisions and they have these crossroads, they are standing in the middle of a crossroad, which road to go, they should use their inner voice, listen to their inner voice, and then get a cue from the intuition. So you would ask, so how is intuition different from when the mind can think intuitively, the mind can think logically. Okay, so they have this intuition which is a guiding force for their full life. Okay, so the intuition is not logical. It is baseless, but it is very strong. But the analytic part of the mind is very logical. It has a base. So it's a thin line divided, which divides between this intuition as well as the analytical, logical mind. Okay, the decision taking and all that stuff. Okay, so the marriage, it is like a materialistic, for them, the marriage is materialistic and it is a bit difficult. They like their families very much and they over-sacrifice more than required and suffer for themselves, and later again then they repent that they have over sacrificed a lot. So okay, this is one particular mistake which they make. Okay, so they should implement all the plans they make and do not be thinking only and become too introvert about them and lose track of the world. So the planning, the implementation is very, very important here. They need to implement. Okay, going further. So they should thoroughly understand the nature of the projects they take before they are committing to any of the project. The judgment should be in terms of carefully examining the projects for time, for labor, what positives are there and what negatives are there before they commit to them. They should not waste their energy undertaking more than their capacity than what they can handle. They should work more independently. I mentioned about the validation part. They want to validate everything, but they should work more independently and become self-supportive as well as support even the others. And they should avoid being shy and emotional and getting involved in affairs of others. So this is a big one. So the introvertness, being avoiding being shy, and so these things you can't overcome them overnight. It's a general, I think it's a general tendency. So it takes time to come over these things, and it's too bad for them if they're getting into any sort of addictions. So they should avoid drugs, smoking and alcohol. And advice is that they should work out, they need to work out regularly. They need to do physical and manual labor work. They need to do, why I'm saying this is, the restless mind, okay. So they need to do breathing exercise and calm down and not overexert their minds. They should do this candle meditation which is called Tratak. Okay, I'm going to tell you briefly about Tratak here. So, in Tratak what you do is, you preferably, with the picture you see on the left side, the lady is doing Tratak. Okay, the details I tell you is, we should preferably have a lamp with a cotton wick, and there should be a pure ghee in the lamp, and then the flame should be lit. Once the flame is lit, should look at the flame till the eyes start watering and the tears start to come out. It is as if they are meditating on an image. They should, once they look at the flame, they need to close their eyes again and they need to see that image in between on the eyebrows at various intervals. This is called the Ajna Chakra. So this helps them to calm the restless mind, and it will further increase their intuitive powers. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, there are a few more karmic lessons. Have flowers, have green plants around, and in the morning first thing look at them to get the inspiration and inner strength. They should not exhaust themselves by overworking. No. Should not change their mind quickly. No. Because we spoke about it. Restlessness. We spoke about validation. We also spoke about the intuitiveness. So you cannot change your mind very quickly. They should not. So going further. Okay. let's look at health. So health generally, young age they seem to have some health problems, probably chronic issues. I think with later life, in life later time, it gets better. It gets sort of resolved. So the later years are good. Exceptions being that their skin, they could come up with skin problems, the eyes, and generally the hormones in the body. That's where the problem starts, even including the blood. And generally, as per research, we have seen that they have more higher chances of getting diabetes. So they should take care. They should take extreme care of their health. So we will go to the next slide, the profession part of it. Okay. So profession wise, okay, beautiful. This is quite interesting. Okay, their profession side, they need to work on endeavors where they need creativity, artistic talent, designing work, or if their work is related to some liquids. And it sometimes happens they stay close to a water body. The house is there and next to a water body. They like to go to these waterfalls, the lakes, go to the beach. So they think they like water, they like plants, nature, water, they like a lot. Okay, so work related to marine, they can do very good in analytics, research, going into deep insights, and behind the scenes work that needs a lot of investigation, it needs a lot of research. They are good in work that involves editing or finding something that needs a lot of creativity. So these are the cues. So okay, let's see further. So excuse me. So they have a healing, they have a natural healing capacity like art, like something like Reiki. They like tarot, palmistry, astrology. They are very good in interior designing. It's an excellent field for them. They are good at doing a research for product design. Also, they are good in acting as well. And they are good writers, writing mystery stories, creative writing, blogs. The fields, okay, I mentioned so many fields here, but they need to be chosen based on one's strength only. The chances of success are going to go very high when they choose from these fields. Okay, let's talk about luck. 7. So 7, it's a lucky charm, right? 7 days in a week, 7 musical notes, 7 wonders in the world, 7 wonders of the world, I mean. And the number is very lucky in sports. So we have seen in sports, okay, if you see Dhoni, he's always, he's wearing a shirt with number 7 behind, okay. So Dhoni was born with psychic number 7. So, okay, if we see this, say, while sports, during sports, if you get an intuition that the particular move will not work, then that intuition is always right. So I think replan the move, because the next move is not going to work. And as always, you are one step ahead of the competition because of this intuition that you have. Lucky with other number psychic numbers 7, 1, 2, 4. Very lucky to have friends, and these numbers are lucky for you, be it dates or be it the age. Anywhere the numbers are that increases your stroke of luck. So dates that have a total of 7, 1, 2, 4, they are all good. Light colors are excellent, lucky. White, cream, silver, green. All these light colors are very lucky. Sunday is a lucky day. And we don't write 7 alone. Usually we say 7-2 as we see here. So, it so happens they are like one side of the same coin. So a 7 person will have a destiny to meet a 2 person and they'll pair well. And they'll get magnetically attracted and this lifetime, meet each other. And then they'll do very well as well. So, if we speak about Dhoni was a very he is a very high believer in numerology. He trusts this subject very well. So throughout his life, to be successful, he has tried to keep everything 7. So he has the hotel room number he stays, he'll take a 7 number room, the table he will take 7 number, or it will be written 7 behind his shirt. And everything, he will bring a 7 everywhere. And he has been very successful because of this. And he never neglects his intuition. If he feels intuitively that this particular strategy in the game is going to work, he'll go for it. He'll change the strategy. He'll go for it. He'll know how to get, how to get his wickets, and get more runs. So he's able to do a lot of planning with his intuition itself. Okay. So he's naturally gifted. So if we go in the last slide, we'll see his date. He's a 7. He's born on psychic number 7. Okay. There are certain. Okay. Let's talk about some specialities about this particular number. So we have very good specialities like sixth sense. Senses are always all the senses for this number are stepped up one level up. Sixth sense, especially the sixth sense, the intuition and the gut feeling, again it is stepped up. So the gut is like a second brain. So that does most of the work and gives you the direction and tells you what to do or what not to do. And their sense of smell, extra high perceptions, very, very highly developed. They can sense any strategy, any tragedy or accident just before it happens. They can sense it. There's something called as, déjà vu. Déjà vu is a French terminology. Okay, it means that an incident has happened before it happened. They feel that, hey, I knew this will happen. This has already happened. And it is again happening now. How is that possible? So, and they have experienced it before somewhere. They have experienced it in their dreams. They experienced it in their past life. They have excellent, special dreams. They always get dreams. And many times the dreams, they come true. And many times these particular number 7 people, they get up with a jerk from the dreams in the sleep. They just get up with a jerk. They can read any situation very well. The dreams and the intuitions are their highest guiding factor in life, which they need to make use of. For everything, they get a sign first. If any good or bad incident is going to happen, they'll get the sign. They'll already know that it is going to be a good incident, that is going to be a bad incident. Okay. They also feel, when they go to the spiritual places, they feel a pull. And they also feel that they are being pulled there, they have been called to this spiritual place, God has called them and they are destined to go. They start feeling these things. and they were called here, and they feel that they have been there before also. That's the funny part. Like, they feel they are being before, and they're also in past life they have been there. They start thinking of so many things. Okay, so they feel many things they have already dreamt, and it is happening second time. So many things they feel it is happening second time. Okay, the last but not the least, the not lucky part of it. Let's visit that once. Okay, then number 8, 9 are not lucky for them. It can give them some problems. Okay. Oh, say let's take some examples. So for example, when we say that their age totals to 8, like 8, when their age is 8, age is 17, 26, 35. So these ages are this age, when they strike this age, it's not very lucky for them. The color is not lucky, which they should avoid to be lucky. They should not wear dark black, it's not lucky. Dark red is not lucky. And Saturdays do not go well for them. Okay. So here's number 7, the celebrities. Okay. So we have these celebrities who are born on number 7. Okay, so thank you guys. So see you in the next video, and thanks for viewing this. Okay, thank you. Bye.